What's up, y'all? I'm really excited because today we get to finally present to you our interview with New York Times bestseller LaDarrion Williams. He's the author of the YA fantasy series Blood at the Root, and to be real, this is one of my favorite interviews thus far. We talk about the spirituality in his book, his amazing magic system. We also talk about our favorite TV shows and so many other things. We'll say though, the formatting of this particular video is a little off because we shot it on TikTok. So LaDarrion shows up a little smaller than we would have wanted him to. Either way, it does not take away from the amazing conversation that we had. So sit back, relax, and enjoy my interview with LaDarrion Williams. Oh, there you go. What's up, man?
I was like, wait, I've only done like 2 of these before. So I'm like, wait, how do you do this?
Good to see you, man.
Too, man. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for being here. Thank you for talking to me. I'm excited. This is one of those big moments for me. At the beginning of the year, I looked at my wife and I was like, yo, I think it was like the day after your book. Your book, Bones at the Crossroad, came out July 29th.
Yeah, July 29th.
July. So it was probably like a little bit after that, maybe like the beginning of August. And I was like, I gotta interview him. I gotta talk to him.
Yeah.
I gotta conversate. And we got to meet when you were in Brooklyn. You're based in LA, right?
Yeah. I'm based in LA. Yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, let's get into it, man. I don't want to waste a lot of time. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a magical black boy. I did. It was hard because my mother was a super Christian. I know you come from that Bible Belt background, so I know you understand that. And I think when I read your book for the first time, it was one of the first times, even though I'm older than Malik is, your main character from Blood at the Root and Bones at the Crossroads. Even though I'm older, I still felt this connectivity that I had never really felt in any other books. I felt this connectivity that I think a lot of other young and older black men and people in general, people of color in general, just don't get. And so first of all, I want to say thank you. Thank you for writing this important book. It is a book that needs to be read by all of the people. Shout out to some of our Patreon members that are in the chat right now, but it is so important. So I just want to say thank you for writing this book for sure.
Thank you for saying that. Yeah, it's good to hear that, especially coming from a brother. Like, it's just good to hear that because that this is who I wrote it for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and as authors, sometimes we don't get to hear that a lot, and it's the publishing game. Sometimes it's just really hard, and you're dealing with that and readers, and it's just good to hear. It's just good to hear that sometimes, and it's good that my intentions on when I wrote the book was is well received. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, hell yeah. So I want to start at the beginning. What up, y'all? What up, Courtney? I want to start at the beginning. You are from Helena, Alabama. You grew up, you had the size of a football player.
Okay, yes.
But the heart of it, that was one thing that surprised me. When I met you, I was like he's really tall. Like you are real. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So you have the size of a football player, but you have the heart of an artist.
Yeah.
And you pour yourself into art, a lot of stage work. And it's time to go to college, and you get some conservatories that, come to you like, yo, what's up? Like, you know what I mean? Like, pull up. And then you like, okay, all right, I'm down. Let's do it. And then they're like, oh no, you got to pay. And I remember in some of the research I was doing, I think the cost was like what, $6,000, $5,000?
$5,000. Yeah, it was a $5,000 flat fee. Yeah.
And it was like, I don't have this at the time. And like, when we think about it, it's like, oh, $5,000 isn't crazy. But like, when you don't have it, it's everything.
It seems like $1 million. Yeah.
Right. And so fast forward. So you're told kind of no in a way, right? Your destiny is kind of like taken out of your hands. It's like I can't do anything about this.
Absolutely.
And then fast forward, you're in a store, you walk into this store, and you just want to see you on the front of a YA fantasy novel.
Yeah.
And the sales clerk says, "We don't have any. We don't have any black boy lead fantasy character. Like, we just don't. Sorry, dog."
Yeah, no, that's really how it was. It's like, sorry, we don't have it. Yeah, absolutely.
And so my first question to you is, how did that first realization of, oh shit, my destiny isn't in my hand, with the art, with going to this conservatory, how did that affect, or how did that prepare you for your response to, we don't have any black boy characters that you can read right now?
Oh, that's a great question. Because back then I didn't think about it, right? I didn't think about you're a poor black kid trying to do the arts. Like I didn't think about it that way. I just felt, because I was so angry with my mama at the time. But I now growing up, I realize, and I just can't. I don't see how she did it. But I realized, like, that wasn't the right time. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't my path. Everything that's happened in my life, it's been ordained. I really believe that. Like, it's been curated. And so had I gone to that conservatory at that time, I don't know where I would be. I probably would not be an artist. I probably would have went back home. Who knows,
Right.
And so I think what taught me there is, like, yes, I am not seen. I am not valued unless there's a dollar sign on that comes with it.
Right.
And so that really shaped who I am as an artist, and made me look at rejection at a different lens.
Right.
Like, oh, there's certain things I can't control. There's certain things I couldn't control. The fact that I was this poor black kid in Alabama, just trying to be an artist, to go to New York, which that's a whole world away. But all of that kind of put a fuel, like, to my fire as an artist. And it took me a few years. I went to college, obviously. I went to a PWI in Tennessee, but I only did 2 years there as a theater major. And, just wasn't getting in the roles. The only role we got was a slave in Big River in the musical.
Oh, God.
No, and that stereotype is real. Like, when you go as a black theater kid going to a PWI, like, that stereotype is real. And that really, and I think with that kind of, I felt invisible in the same way when I was reading those books in high school, when I was reading about Percy Jackson, right? When I was reading about Edward and Bella and Jacob and Katniss, like, I was invisible. My cadence, my life story, my history, my friendships, and my trauma that I've gone through was not immortalized in the pages. And so all of that taught me, and I brought all of that when I packed up from Taco Bell, when I was working at Taco Bell, to LA, in 2015. And I firmly believe Blood at the Root and Malik I think Malik was born in those moments. Like, he was being fully developed and born in those moments, because I remember holding the Percy Jackson book when I got a copy right here, actually. I remember, like, holding the Percy Jackson books when I was in high school, and I was seeing this epic white boy on a cover, and he's holding a lightning bolt, and he's in the middle of the ocean, and I'm just like, that's cool, but it's just like, you know what I'm saying? He don't look like.
I can do that too, though. I can do that too. Like,
yeah, I can do that too, and I have the imagination to do that.
Right.
And so it did. I think Malik was being. I think he was being carved through those moments, and, like, when he finally reveals himself to me, in 2019. That's I knew, like, oh, everything that I've gone through, every rejection, every movie theater that I sat in, and I've loved those movies, because we remember when those movies were becoming, those books were becoming movies, like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying, like the Harry Potter, we all sat in those lines at the midnight premiere, and, like, leaving, and it's just like, yeah, but I have to kind of self-insert myself in it, and that's a lot of labor. That's a lot of mental labor to do, instead of just seeing, you know what I'm saying, us in there, and being powerful, and being complex, and and we get to play the good and the bad and the middle, right? We get to play it all and have magic, and so all of that kind of spoke to Blood at the Root in my experience when I sat in that Barnes and Noble for the first time before I wrote the first draft of the book, where she told me, "Oh, we don't have any," and at that time I'm like,
in Barnes and Nobles? I didn't realize it was Barnes and Noble.
yeah, it was the Burbank Barnes and Noble. I go there every time my book dropped. I go back there. It's a crazy feeling, right?
Yeah.
Same spot where I made that declaration, but yeah, it's like I remember when I felt like that kid who had to go back to his theater teacher and say, you know what, never mind, I can't go to New York to study acting. I felt like that kid that was on that stage who had one line as a slave. I felt like that kid who sat in those movie theaters and reading those books and realizing, oh, my story is not being immortalized in these pages or on this screen. I don't like somebody like me, a country black boy from Alabama, does not matter. And so that's what I believe that prepared me to write Blood at the Root and Bones at the Crossroads. It just, yeah, all of those experiences. That's what I put in those pages,
I love that. Let's stick on that book track. So you leave that store.
Yeah.
You lock yourself in a house for 12 days? It's 12?
Yeah.
For
Just
12
going to the
days.
store and coming back. And
for 12 days, and you have the first draft of Blood at the Root. How much of that first draft is actually what was published?
I want to say 70. I'm gonna be real specific. I'm gonna say 77% of it.
Okay.
I'm gonna be like real specific. 77% of the draft that I first created is now published. Obviously, I had to kind of deepen a lot of the the characters and the school and the world building and the magic and all of that. But yeah, pretty much. Because I'm trying to think of what were some of the major deleted scenes. What did I delete? Yeah, I don't remember because it's been so long, man. This was like 2021,
right?
2022, 21. One of them. It was so long ago, but yeah, when I go back and read the book, I'm like, oh, I remember when I first wrote this scene. Oh, I remember I know when he first gets to Cayman, that scene always stayed the same.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Will you show the book so everybody can see it? If you're just joining us, thank you for joining us. I'm speaking with LaDarrion Williams. He is the author of the New York Times and USA Today bestselling book, Blood at the Root and Bones at the Crossroads, an amazing YA fantasy adventure where there is a young black male in that driving seat as the main character at a HBCU, historically black college. So we're just really thankful that he's here and he's talking. And shout out to y'all. We almost at 2K likes already. Up, keep liking that. Let everybody know we in here. So something that I think is really interesting about your story is social media was a big catalyst in the book blowing up, right? Yeah. You tweeted, what if Harry Potter went to a HBCU, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Good Morning America 3 is picking it up. ABC is picking up, everybody picking up. Was that was that the marketing play the whole time? Or did you just see this tweet go crazy and all of a sudden it was manifested?
Yeah. So when I made the tweet, right, we were in the middle of the pandemic, and then I remember there was a time where Black Hogwarts was really going wild on TikTok. I don't know if you remember that. Their Ravenclaw strolls and you know what I'm saying? I remember it was so fun. It was just such a fun time on TikTok. But and I kind of used that. I always, when I think about marketing, I kind of look at some of my favorite artists, right? The way I'm trying to the way Beyonce markets her stuff, the way Ryan Coogler markets his stuff. I look and I kind of study it, and then I'm like, okay, how can I apply that but to books? And so I made like that tweet, and then I started doing like my own little like, well, if y'all like a Black Harry Potter, go watch my short film. The more views, we watch the short film, maybe I can get the TV show. But then when I was writing the book, I was like, I'm seeing all these authors marketing their book while they have their books in their hand. I'm like, I don't have a book deal yet, but let me act like I have a book, deal, and then kind of build that momentum. So every viral video that I was doing at that time, I would send it to my agent, and I'm like, look, see, this one got like 100,000 views, or look at all these comments. Where's the book? Where's the pre-order link? Everybody was asking for the pre-order link, and I haven't even had a book deal at that time. And so I kind of just
that demand, baby. We need that demand.
My agent, he kept all of it, and so I kind of structured myself. Oh, a big person I studied was Tomi Adeyemi, the author of Chicken, Blood and Bone. The way
love that.
The way she marketed her book, I was like, oh, I'm gonna market the same way, but I'm gonna kind of go at it from the Black boy angle, and kind of asking those tough questions. Well, where are the Black boys in books, and why aren't they featured? Or if they are, why are they written in this capacity? These are, and some of those questions kind of rub some people the wrong way. Some of those questions kind of had publishers like, we didn't even think about that. It's like, well, I mean, amen. That's the privilege,
right? You ain't got to.
Yeah, you ain't got to. And so I just kind of rode that train a little bit. And I made videos. Some failed, some did well. Some, I just kept going because I saw the vision. I knew Blood at the Root was going to be published. I just was like, how can I make it easier for myself? So all of the Good Morning America, the Kelly Clarkson, those were my big dreams that I literally put on my vision board. Right
before. A vision board. You gotta have a vision board.
It's still right here too. I'm looking at it right now. Like half of it came true, and so I just planted those seeds. And I'm a big dreamer. I'm a Sagittarius. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm optimist. I dream so big, and sometimes I dream big to the point where I can't even hold it anymore. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and so I just worked really hard, and I told my publicist, this is how I want my career to go. Can we make it happen?
Love that. Love that. When you're approaching a novel, because we're also going to talk about it later, but you're an accomplished playwright as well. But when you're approaching a novel, especially in today's like romantasy, like I'm a big romantasy guy. Like I love all the romantasy stuff. That's where like a lot of our followers come from. Shout out to all of them. But there are these like tropes and themes that are like consistent throughout, right? And so I'm going to give you just like a list of some of these tropes, some of these themes. And I want you to tell me how you approach, because it's funny. When I read your book, I wouldn't put it in the romantasy category because the underlying theme is obviously different. It's YA. So it differs a bit, but there's so many aspects of these other books that are just like so well done and so well crafted in yours. And so one of the first big ones, and I also, when I was doing my research, I was like, how the fuck am I gonna do this and not tell like everything? Like I don't want to. So I feel like this is a really good way to do it. So the first one is romance, which is big in the first one and it's big in the second one for a couple of our main people. I'll say that, right? So when you're approaching romance in your storytelling, what inspires that? Where are you pulling the inspiration to put certain people together? How does that work with you?
Yeah. So for example, so in Blood at the Root, Malik and Alexis, right? They're kind of like childhood.
So you saying that? Okay, I can say it. If you can say it, all right, I'm gonna say it.
I don't think that's like a big spoiler.
Okay.
Moment. I mean, at this point, Blood at the Root's been out for a year and a half, 2 years. So I mean,
I was gonna say Alexis and Dom, but I was like, You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah, because Dom was like introduced a little bit in Blood at the Root.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or like, well, she was there. She had a bigger role actually, but I had to kind of take out her scenes. But
Mm,
so Malik and Alexis kind of grew up together in the foster care, and like they kind of bonded really quickly, right? And so because
mm,
they both had magic, and so I kind of approached the romance arc of that. I honestly, with Alexis and Malik, I kind of envisioned like Bonnie Bennett from the Vampire Diaries and Vincent Griffith, like as a
Hashtag justice for Bonnie Bennett,
yeah,
baby. Like,
absolutely,
you already
absolutely,
know.
absolutely. And so I was like, oh, like when I was watching like the originals at the time, I was like, man, it would be really cool to see like Bonnie Bennett and Vincent get together and like they just take over New Orleans and then like just destroy that shit and just like ride off. And so I was like, okay, but what would their teenage selves look like? And so I
Yeah.
kind of approached it like that way, kind of writing it from a how do these kids who like were separated for 10 years and then they get back together and it's like insta love. I know some people don't like insta love, but I'm like, well, teenagers. I'm even thinking about like, back then, like when I was a teenager, like insta love was a thing. Like
It
like
is.
oh my god, I love him. It's like or I love her. I'm like,
My family always used to say puppy love is love to the puppy. You can't tell a teenager that they're
yeah,
not in
because
love.
we're in our adult, for some of us, we're in our like matured mind, right? Like,
Yeah,
of course it seems quick, absolutely.
right.
But with Malik and Alexis, and we do talk about why they connect so much, and like in
Mhm.
book two when Malik takes therapy, but I kind of approached it honestly from there. Like even there's a line in book one. I kind of took it from Their Eyes Were Watching God, right?
Mhm.
Where he, I forgot the line. The way Janie describes tea cake, and I was like, oh, I love Zora. So let me kind of put like the way he kind of poetically talks about Alexis when he first meets her. And then
Mhm.
obviously, they kind of have like that college romance arc that may or may not end in tragedy or heartbreak or betrayal, but I really, because growing up I really loved that, like that Bonnie Bennett and that Vincent Griffith. I just wanted them to kind of get together, and it's college, like
Yeah.
it's
That's
college.
you turning up.
Yeah,
And
you
I
said
feel like
that.
that's that moment too where the love escalates a little bit because you're living by yourself. Like you're learning to live with other people.
Yeah,
And you're also in certain ways dealing with who you were versus who you're becoming
absolutely.
and like how to compromise with this because I think that's a lot of what Alexis and Malik face, right?
Absolutely.
Malik comes to this place, Alexis is established in
Mhm.
all of the work that she is doing on campus and for the people of the town and what she wants to do for the world.
Yeah,
And one of the biggest things that I think hinders them or helps them is who they were versus who they were becoming and how
absolutely.
they came back together. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah,
um,
and it's also like even, and that's the thing. Like when you're writing a series, it's like, and then as I was writing book two, I was like, oh snap! Like is Alexis Malik's mama, and that whole, you know what I'm saying?
yes,
Like I was like,
yes,
oh snap! This is, and I had a realization while I was writing book two. I was like, oh snap! This is a generational,
yes,
like
yes,
it's
yes.
repeating. It's literally repeating, and I was like. But Malik is like, but I'm gonna have to break this
Right.
because no, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, the way that he chooses to do so at the end of Bones at the Crossroads,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was like, oh my
yeah,
God.
yeah.
That's
I
the
was like,
most gangster shit I ever seen, bro. That was, bro, crazy,
that's when I
crazy.
had the realization when I was writing that chapter. Like, I think they were sitting on like the tree, like over the bayou, and I was like, oh no, like Malik realizes like, oh, like we could become like our parents, like right,
Hmm.
and we're a part of the generation where we have to break that generational curse, and so I'm just like, yep, boom, and so that's why
Absolutely.
I added
Yeah.
that scene like late in the process. I was like, yeah, like. I had so many other plans for Alexis. Alexis was actually going to turn out to be like the main villain in book three.
Really.
Yeah, book two and book three. She was going to be the main villain, but I decided not to.
I'm glad you didn't. I'm
Yeah, yeah,
glad you
yeah, yeah.
didn't.
Because she's
I
not a
love
villain.
I love
She's
that.
just she's just a teenage girl that's really, she really cares about her community.
Yeah, she does.
And she's like, look, we got to do what we got to do. And the older people, y'all are not doing anything. So I'm going to take it in our, in our own hands and go and get some results. So, and I
Yeah.
love their dynamic with Malik and Alexis, because he's like, I'm with you, but I've already seen what this can do to people.
Right. Yeah, the
And
parallel is there. The parallel
yeah,
is
absolutely.
clearly there.
Absolutely.
Okay, so romance we did. What about found family? Because this one is big. You have Savan, D'Lo, Alexis, Don, like all of these people, even Chancellor Bonclair, like
Mm-hmm.
all of these people are found family. And how did you approach the bringing these characters together in that found family kind of, I won't call it a trope, but
Yeah.
also what about finding your family that's your family that wasn't your family? Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Absolutely.
Like
Yeah.
Mama Aya, like Mama
Even
Aya.
Yeah, Mama Aya and like Bridget and like
Yeah,
how my man Brigitte and Uncle Sam kind of stepped into like that
yeah,
uncle, kind of like the mom dad but slash uncle, like the cool
yes.
auntie cool uncle
Hmm.
role. Found family is very very. I think that's something I really excel in, because I love my friendships. I've cultivated and I've lost so many friendships from 17 until like now I'm 33. And so just like writing Blood at the Root, I was like, okay, well, he's going to college and he's around kids that are just like him. He's going to have like some type of friends. I didn't want him to be like the complete loner in like Blood
Yeah.
at the Root. And so we meet D'Lo, right? And they already have like that connection because they're both from Alabama. He's just from
Hmm.
Selma. D'Lo's from Selma, and Malik is from Helena. And so I'm just like, oh, that's already a connection right there. So he's
Right.
like, oh, okay, you cool. And like, we meet D'Lo in that
Yeah.
very interesting situation. Yes, it's college. That's all I'm going
It's
to say.
college.
It's college. And so I was like, oh, and also like we don't really get to see like a bromance between two, like, what I'm saying, like two black
Right.
young men, young black
Mhm.
men. And so I was just like, that's going to be like a really cool, and you kind of get to see it in Bones at the Crossroads as
Yeah.
well. You kind of get to see them grow. And then I think Savan and Elijah kind of came in by proxy of like Alexis,
Hmm.
and they kind of just, and I'm pretty sure Savan looked at Malik up and down like, oh, okay, he cool, like
Yeah.
he cool, like, and then Elijah's just so goofy, and he's like, oh yeah, that's my dude, like that's my
Yeah.
dude.
It's funny
You know,
because like looking at those friendships, especially in college,
mhm.
like it feels like the group that I had,
Yeah,
right? We joked on each other, we fought with each other, we all
hmm
of the things, right? And
yeah,
like without it's interesting to hear you say you were going to make Malik. At first you were like, oh, maybe he could be a loner, but then it's like if that happens, then he doesn't heal the way he needs to
absolutely, absolutely,
without those people around him. And
yeah,
and another one, back to the romance part of Alexis, if she's the villain the whole time, he never heals.
yeah. He never
Because
healed,
then that
absolutely,
continues to happen. Like,
yeah.
oh my God.
Yeah, yeah, and like, and even bringing in like for Bones, like bringing in Dom and like kind of connecting, because they just have like, it's just like that instant connection, but it's like building though. Now because with Alexis, he was connected to her as kids, and then 10 years, a 10-year gap, and then they reconnected so fast. But with
Mhm.
Dom, now he gets to kind of reconnect. He kind of gets to build organically with like a friend that's a girl, and like, and like, oh, like, you like music, I like music, or you like this, like, and they just kind of find themselves connected to each other. But like, it's just these people, this group of friends, they're real. Like, they're real in my life. Like, Savan was a real person in my life. D'Lo was basically a childhood best friend of mine, slash like my college roommate. And so
Mhm.
it's kind of like they were real people, and I just wanted to kind of, when one of my friends read the book, they was like, yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's me. He was like, I can see that. That's literally me. And so it's kind of like, again, creating real, for me, as I'm a playwright and a screenwriter, like really creating real human beings and putting, just because it's a YA, like I don't really want to just write the fluff. I really,
Mhm.
when people open these books and like, oh snap, like these are real people, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It piss me off, or like I want to root for them, or like that's why I think a lot of people have some people have like some hesitations and reservations with Malik, and like and a lot of criticism with him because he's a real young
Yes.
black boy.
He's flawed. He does
He's
good. He
flawed.
does bad. He's in the middle. He falls in love.
Absolutely. He's a
Yeah.
flawed
No, I love
character.
it.
Yeah. So it's just like, because I just wanted to write the real. Like Malik is a real, to me, I firmly believe like there are a lot of Maliks out there that haven't got to. I was a Malik, at a time in my life. So it's just like that's how I kind of approach the found family. Is really right. I stemmed it from like just my friendships and what I've gone through and what I've gone through in college. Like
Love that.
yeah.
Um, there was a quote that I found in my research, and so I want to read it and then ask you the next question.
Okay.
It says, uh, he, referencing you, turned to the higher forces he still believed in, his ancestors and God, his own God, not the one of the Southern Baptist Church.
Mhm.
How do you define your God versus the God of the Bible Belt, which we kind of
Yeah.
spoke about earlier? And how did your relationship with that power, that spirituality, influence the spirituality in this particular book, and how you navigated Malik discovering who he was inside of it?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I grew up in the Bible Belt, church every Sunday, choir rehearsal every Thursday, Bible study every Wednesday. So I grew up in that. And like as I grew and like I went to a Bible college, I kind of was like, yeah, I don't know, the version in the Bible, I don't know. I don't know if that's for me, because I was like, this was written by man. To me,
Right.
this is my personal belief. I was like, this is written by men, and men they've been messing up a lot in history. So I don't know if I believe in that. Like I kind of believe in. I do believe that everything is created has a creator. I do believe there is a creator, and it may be God. It may be it may be that. But what really for me was really special is like God, but also ancestry, because I do firmly believe in that. I believe that my ancestors surrounded me. I've had personal revelations about that. My grandmother, right? My grandmother, who inspired Mama Aya, it literally came to my friend. My friend is actually a medium in college. That's
Oh,
what I'm
that's
saying.
fire.
Yeah, he's a medium, and so he talks to spirits. And like they told me that Blood at the Root was going to become a book. Like that, like they showed me and everything. And so I
Wow.
firmly believe um, all of that and how it really kind of resonated with me in my writing. It's one of those things where I kind of had Malik kind of discover like, oh, he is connected to something, right?
Mhm.
Especially as Black people in this country, like we have been so stripped away, like our history, our spirituality has been so stripped away from us. And
Absolutely.
some of us don't know where we're from. Some of us don't know what were our gods before Christianity came to Africa or came here. And like it was beat, and I'm doing my research, I was like, but it was beaten into our ancestors to believe in a white God, in a white Jesus, right? And so I was like, I don't know, that doesn't sound right to me. And
Right.
so I kind of just I still play with like the Southern Baptist culture, because a lot of people don't know the Southern Baptist culture and hoodoo, they're kind of connected.
They are.
They're very connected, even like through songs, right? So
Mhm.
I've learned over the few years that songs like conjure music, like if you listen to gospel, I mean even rap, R&B, like like music can be used as a conjuring tool. And so I was like, oh, well, I grew up on this gospel song, but I'm like, let me deconstruct this gospel song really quick in my own terms. Like even in Bones at the Crossroads, the opening line, "There's a leak in this old building," and we all, if you grew up Black or in the church, you know that song, and so and like you know that song. But I was like, what? I was like, but what does this song really mean? And like Malik kind of like spoke to me. He was like, well, there's a leak in this old building. The old building is his childhood home. My childhood home had a leak in the building, and I'm like, oh, this is about you know, kind of. kind of fixing the childhood trauma or the trauma that you've experienced,
Mhm.
you know, and like lighting that path and setting those intentions. And I'm like, I listen to it and I feel kind of juiced up, right? When I'm listening to those, like those down home gospel songs, the blues, like, right?
Mhm.
Like the blues had so much pain, but it had so much joy in it.
Absolutely.
You know, like that, like meeting at the crossroads. Like there is even a song called The Crossroads, and it's just like
Mhm.
it's just that's what I believe. I believe that was created by like the creator God. Whatever, you know, I feel like
Whatever you
whatever,
believe in.
yeah, whatever other people believe in. So that really informed my writing
Mhm.
and really reconnected me to my history and like, oh, I come from these people.
Mhm.
I come from I probably come from, you know what I'm saying, like a juke joint owner, like way back then. I probably come
Facts.
from, you know, that uncle that used to, you know, peddle, you know, like the
Mhm.
Bibles. I
Your
come from
moonshine.
the
Yeah, all that.
moonshine and like
Yeah.
the porters, right? And
Yeah.
like and really understanding, oh, like even other like spirituality, like the Orishas. I was like, I feel connected to some of the Orishas. I feel connected to you know, the deities, the Haitian deities, you know, the Loas. Just that's why you see Bawan Samdi. Like my friend actually told me, oh, well, Bawan Samdi told me you better get it right if you write about him. I was
Mm.
like, oh, okay. And
Yeah,
my
don't
friend
play
was
with
like, well, what
don't
does he
play
look
with
like?
them.
Yeah, my friend was like, "Oh, well, he look like, you know, he a tall, dark skinned black man with." He said his mouth looked like he swallowed stars, and I was
Mm.
like, "Oh, like that's beautiful." And like he had a top hat, he smoked cigars, and he drinks and he cusses. That's why Bawan Samdi is he'll say anything. He doesn't care. Like in the books, he will say the most off the wall shit. And like my friend was like, "Oh, that's exactly how he is." And so I was like, "I believe that. Like I
Yeah.
firmly believe that." And so. That's how I kind of worked out a lot of my spiritualness, I guess, in these three books. And having Malik discover that and discovering it in Malik's eyes is so beautiful. Like
It is.
having this
It
young
is.
boy
His
be,
journey is his journey
yeah,
is one it happens he has to grow up so fast because
absolutely,
of the stakes of
absolutely,
the situation. I think, you know, for people who haven't read it, I think the closest thing you could even compare it to, which it's very different, but the closest thing you could compare it to is Harry Potter and Hermione and Ron trying to save the world while they're like 12. You know what I
absolutely.
mean? And it's just it's wild how quickly Malik has to grow up in like the span of like it's not even a year. He goes to summer school and then the fall is the second book. So it's like 5 months or
It's
six
like,
months or something.
yeah, 5 months. It's not long.
Yeah.
And it's so and that's so beautiful and that's something that right especially if you grew up in a especially as a I know like black women and black men have like we have our same experiences but like there's so many different experiences
Absolutely.
like as a black boy right especially growing up as a in the house where a single mother having to kind of grow up early having to kind of
Mhm.
be the man of the house kind of
Absolutely. Yeah.
having that responsibility early and not really I look back now. It's so funny when you get into your 30s and like you're kind of like you look back and you're like,
Hmm.
dang, like
I thought I
and
was grown. I wasn't grown.
you weren't grown, and it's like you're trying to be grown, but like but that responsibility was placed on us,
Yeah.
especially as black men,
Yeah.
having to have that responsibility, and I'm just like. A lot of times black kids a lot of us had our you know our innocence stolen from us you know
Very early.
because you know people didn't heal in their past lives you know some parents you know they didn't feel the need to heal before they
Yeah, I
had
know.
kids
Yeah, I know.
and it being exposed to different things
Yeah.
um it just made us grow up early and so that's a battle I think Malik is battling in book 1 2 and is going to be battling in book 3 is like okay, yes, I'm a teenager. Everybody's telling me to be a kid, but like I don't know how to do that
Right.
because I wasn't afforded that opportunity. I wasn't afforded that grace.
And
And
I
that
keep having to do the shit that y'all supposed to do
exactly, he
that
literally
y'all are
said
putting on my
that literally
shoulders,
a
but you
line in
telling
book
me to
3
be
is
a
like
kid.
I'm having to fix a lot of the shit that y'all,
Right.
bro.
Right.
You're the adults. Y'all broke the shit, and why are you putting it on us to fix it? That's not fair. You know.
Yeah.
That's why we always ask. I think like a lot of people our age, we always ask like, I didn't ask to be here, like you know what I'm saying, like because it's real, like so it's just even working that out in the pages, I'm like, dang, I feel Malik. I really do feel him, and I'm hoping he gets through it. I'm hoping that he finds that pocket of joy and being a kid. Like, and you see it in book 1 and book 2. You see those moments.
And then, yeah, it starts to. I think the pain hurts more
Mhm.
in book 2, but I
Yeah,
think the joy is bigger.
yeah, absolutely.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean? The joy. I mean, the pain is the pain is the pain. The
yeah,
pain be paining, but
absolutely.
the joy that he has, the moments that he gets to spend with that found family, the
Mhm.
whole. Again, I'm not going to give that away, but just like what him and his friends are participating in with
Yeah.
the college, like all of this stuff that comes with that. Like that's such a unique experience for young Black people to have, especially
Mhm.
at HBCUs. Like
Absolutely. Absolutely.
crazy, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
okay, so I want to kind of jump
Yeah.
because I want to do something with you that I do with a lot of the interviews that I do. I
Okay.
do kind of like a rapid fire where I'll ask you a couple of questions. Or I'll ask you some questions and you just kind of answer them quickly.
Okay.
Um, you have to pick one show.
Okay.
All of the other shows are gone forever. All right, here we go.
Ooh, okay.
Vampire Diaries,
Okay.
Charmed, Supernatural, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. You have to choose one. The other three will never. You can never watch them again. Which one do you choose?
The Vampire Diaries.
Okay. All right. Game of Thrones, Stranger Thing, or Game of Thrones or Stranger Things.
Game of Thrones because I actually watched all seasons. So
Okay. All right.
yeah.
Um, you get to keep one. The rest of them are gone.
Okay.
Living Single,
See.
Living Single, Martin, The Parkers, Moesha. Oh yeah, I did my research on you, baby. You know I know.
Oh wow, that's diabolical. I'm sorry.
Living Single, Martin, The Parkers, or Moesha.
Oh, oh, living single, living single. I'm gonna say living single. I'm gonna say living
Okay,
single.
all right.
Yeah.
Um, uh, let's
Damn.
go. Okay, pick one writer, director. The other ones are gone. Right?
Hmm.
Shonda Rhimes, John Singleton, Ava DuVernay, Ryan Coogler.
Oh, dude, really? Ah, oh, oh, oh. Am I gonna get in trouble if I say what I want to say?
No, it's all opinion, baby. Come on with
Okay,
it. Come
okay,
on
okay,
with
okay,
it.
okay. Ryan Coogler.
There you go. There you go. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing
Oh,
wrong with
that one was hard. Dang, that one was hard. That one was hard. It,
it. Here we go. Pick one. The others are gone. Period. James Baldwin,
oh my god,
Lorraine Hansberry,
sir.
Zora Neale Hurston, Maya Angelou. You pick one. The rest of them are gone.
Oh man, oh my god. You are killing me with this. Okay, I mean, this is why I'm a writer in the first place. I'm gonna pick Lorraine. Lorraine Hansberry is the reason why I'm a writer today.
Raisin in the Sun.
Yeah, she's the
Okay.
reason. So I feel like that's a big sin though. Oh, I feel like that's a big sin. As a black writer, as a black. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, I was kind of following you. I haven't necessarily finished all of it, so keep that in mind when you're answering this question. But I
Okay.
was following your, I guess I don't know what you call. I guess you call them threads. I was following your threads on Welcome to Dairy. What are what's the biggest problem with the people of Derry in that show?
Ooh, what's the biggest problem? Other than Pennywise. Uh,
I guess socially, because I feel like Pennywise is you learn the story of it. This kind of got spoiled for me, but you learn the story of how he gets there. But
yeah,
then
me too.
based
Because
on
I didn't read
all
the
of the
book.
stuff that's happening
Yeah,
socially between black, white, whatever the case may be, I
yeah,
feel like his power kind of grows and his hold on the town grows because of that.
absolutely.
So like what, because I saw you ranting and raving about it. So like what made you the most upset about the people in this town?
I just. I mean, I think it's so obvious. I think that just the lack of district, like just the lack of respect of Black life.
Hmm.
Because I haven't really read the books. I mean, obviously, I grew up on the movies and like I watched the remakes or whatever. But I feel like Derry. I'm like, but why is Derry treated as if it's in the South and it's in
Right.
right? It's in. I don't know. I mean, I don't know the racial makeup of. I'm pretty sure we ain't that big. I don't think there's a lot of Black folks in Maine, but I don't know. It feels like and maybe because that's the influence of like Pennywise, but I feel like it's just the lack of respect of like just Black life. Like I
Hmm.
don't, like even how I mean, oh well, I don't want to spoil it if you watched the last episode, then
No, I
yeah.
haven't watched it. Like, okay,
Okay,
I got you.
never mind. I'm gonna just keep it at that. I'm gonna keep it at
Okay,
the lack of respect of Black life.
okay. Uh, if you could,
Mm.
or I guess this is a would you rather. Would you rather have um, Coco Queens on Broadway or have Blood at the Root as a TV show?
Oh, you really did your research. I love it. Oh, you really did your research. That's why I was like, when I heard Coco Quiz, I was like, wait a minute. Um, a TV show.
TV show.
That's, I mean, that's something I'm fighting every day for. Is the TV show
Gotcha.
to get Blood at the Root on TV and on the TV screen. Um, yeah, yeah.
TV, because it started off as a screenplay, right?
As a screenplay. Yeah, it started off
Gotcha.
as a screenplay and it started off as a short film. And that's why I moved to LA. I mean, True Blood was the TV show that kind of got me into TV writing.
My
And
wife is doing like this in the background.
yeah, yes, come on, True Blood. And so I think seeing Blood at the Root on a TV, I think that's going to fulfill a lot of childhood dreams of mine.
Absolutely.
And yeah, yeah. But
Okay.
yeah, you did your research. I love that.
Um, what is your favorite time of the day?
Oh, that's a good question. Huh. This might be weird, but I really like that morning from like going into like the afternoon time
Hmm.
slot. Like that 11 o'clock, but it's not 1 o'clock yet, but it's
Yeah,
like a 12:13, 12:14 ish. And I'm
you
still
still
in
feel
bed,
like,
but I'm getting out of bed, but I'm like,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm weird like
Okay.
that.
What's your favorite reason to smile?
Ah, my, my favorite reason to smile?
Yeah.
Oh, huh. What's my favorite reason? Like I love a good I don't know if this is answering your question. It might be like what makes me smile. I don't know. Is that not a
Yeah,
reason?
that works. That works.
Um, I don't. I don't know. I love when it don't matter how many times I listen to like one of my favorite songs, I still smile at it. Like
Okay.
JoJo Baby Is You. Like when I watch the music video, I still kind of smile at it because it's like,
Gotcha.
oh, that brings me back to like my middle school days.
Yeah.
Like I remember listening to this in middle school, and those were the times where it felt like life was just kind of not bad.
Right.
Yeah, so that
Hard.
makes me smile. Like
Okay.
that nostalgia of like those music videos back in those days. That made yeah. Yeah.
What's your most favorite sentence that you have written?
Oh, my favorite. Okay, okay. I think we can say it because I've heard people do worse on TikTok lives. Um, Hold on. It's a whole lot of witchcraft and niggatry in this bitch.
Hey.
That's my favorite sentence. That's my favorite sentence. Because witchcraft and niggatry is crazy. Like I was like, when I wrote it, I was like, and my publishers let me keep it. I was like, y'all gonna let me keep it? They was like, sure, it's your book. I was like, okay, cool.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, that's my favorite. Oh well, one of my favorite lines did get cut though. One of my favorite lines in Blood at the Root, I had to cut it. My publishers made me cut it. In the short film, if you watch the short film, Malik does say, "Oh, it's like Hogwarts, but for niggas." I had that. He actually said that in the book. He actually said it in the book, and I had to take it out. I had to take it out.
Yo, no, that's the goat.
But I took that out, and then I was like, well, I'm gonna keep a version of that, and then I rewrote the line. I was like, oh, there's a whole lot of witchcraft and niggatry in this, and I was like, I can keep that. And they was like, yeah. I was like, okay, cool.
There you go. All right. For people who, like I said, a lot of my audience they're romantasy readers, and they read a lot of other things, but we connect over romantasy. What are 3 reasons that people who love romantasy books, what are 3 reasons that they should pick up Blood at the Root?
What are 3 reasons that they should pick up Blood at the Root? You get to, honestly, I say this all the time in interviews, you really get to see a different perspective in a YA fantasy that you really don't normally get to see. Mm-hmm. Black boys deserve to be magical too. They deserve to have love stories and be vulnerable and be soft and be complex and flawed. They deserve that. Mm-hmm. So you really get to see a fresh perspective in the YA fantasy genre, and you get to have a little bit of romance. So it's not completely dead on that end.
It's there. Oh, it's there.
It's there. For sure. It's there. And it's more. It's going to be more. I think it offers that same feeling that when we all read Twilight and Hunger Games, like during that era when they first dropped, I think it kind of offers that same kind of like that same feeling. And I've heard that before. I've heard people say, "Oh, it take me back to my high school years or my HBCU years." So for those that are in that went to HBCUs or going to HBCUs, it's going to give you that feeling. The third reason. You get to see a spiritual system that has been often demonized in media and in other books, and especially like by white Hollywood, like it's been very, very demonized. You get to see it like kind of laid out bare, and you get to find like a new appreciation of like, oh, like hoodoo and voodoo, that's not evil as I saw it on TV. Right. So you kind of get to see like a new spiritual system that you really don't get to see a lot in YA fantasy. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Is there like an excerpt you would want to read for everybody that's in here? From either, I would say Blood at the Root, just because
Blood at the Root,
you know.
What's my favorite excerpt? I don't. Sorry, hold on. Let me see.
No, it's my fault because I also didn't say that earlier. So that's
okay. No, yeah.
I'll take the blame on it.
Okay, well, hold on. Oh my gosh, I haven't read this in so long. Okay. Let's take a short tour, shall we? Sneaking into the view of acres of domed buildings scattered evenly across the green grass. Like with a fortress in the middle of the field, the longer you stare and take in all these tall buildings, the smaller you feel. On one building, the arch on top meets the dipped sunlight raining down shade around some oak trees. Right around the corner, there's a set of maroon-colored buildings with ornate high walls and names etched into the stone outside the main entrance. The School of Magnificence, Mansell Hall, Admissions, Stephen Robinson School of Law. A couple of Watch It and That Shit Fire are hosted into the air as an army of folks zooms by, riding bikes and scooters rushing to class. A black girl with long blonde braids flip on a skateboard and zigzags across the sidewalk. She catches the air, landing with a flourish, and disappears into a tall building with a golden swinging pendulum at the top of 4 o'clock. We pass by one student painting a mural of Kobe Bryant with the words "Legends Never Die." Over on my right, a stone bridge curves about 20 feet in the air that says Cayman University in the deep shades of purple and gold and shrouded by deep foliage. It has an emblem that looks like a purple flower rising out of an open book. It's supported by two hands and a praise gesture. It also has white gold linings on the edge and slogan at the bottom, where our roots are deep, numerous, and vivacious.
Love that.
Yeah.
Yo, thank you so much, man. This was amazing. I said 30 minutes. We've been on here for about an hour. So
Oh yeah, I'm chilling.
that's what's up, man.
Yeah, thank you for giving me the space to. I'm always grateful for the space to talk about these books. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for what you're
Absolutely.
doing on social media too. Like
Thank you,
it's so
man.
cool to see. It's just really cool to see another brother really trying to get us to read books, and it's that stereotype that we don't read books.
Yeah.
You're dispelling it with each post, and I love that. So
I appreciate it, man. Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you. Yo, y'all make sure you go cop Blood at the Root and Bones at the Crossroads. They are two amazing reads. Again, thank you so much, LaDarrion. I appreciate you, man.